All right, welcome to our lower body day today. We're gonna do pile squats with ball squeeze to start and reverse lunges. So pile squat, we're gonna go nice and wide in that squat, wider than hip width. These knees and toes are in the line, but we're slightly turning out those toes just a hair. Make sure you're always tracking that knee over that second and third toe when you sit in the bench. So we're gonna inhale, and then we're gonna exhale on the whip. So inhale, exhale, squeeze that ball, inhale down, exhale, squeeze. We're gonna do 10 reps of this. We're gonna go through the warm up for 3 rounds. So now we're gonna go into those reverse lunges. Okay, so we're stepping back into a lunge. The key to a lunge is to stay on the railroad tracks. Don't walk a tightrope. So if you're looking at a mirror or videoing yourself, you wanna make sure you're on railroad tracks. So the foot going back isn't going behind the foot in front. We're gonna inhale down, exhale, coming up out of those lunges, and going right back into those pile squats. You're doing great here. We're on round number 2. And we're gonna move back into those reverse lunges here. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze, come up, reverse lunge. Again, with these lunges, we're on the railroad track. We wanna keep our ribs over our hips. You can lean slightly forward. You'll feel that a little more in the quad. Most of the weight is in that front foot. All right, inhale down, exhale, coming up out of that lunge. All right, last round, and you will be done with the warm-up. All right, here we are in our first and only superset strength series today. We're going to do expand step outs to start. So to set up, we're going to slide the band under our feet. We're going to make an X, and then we're going to slide those elbows back, kind of resting our forearms on our hips. Okay, stand tall, ribs over hips. We're going to exhale, little exhales with each step. You're going to feel this through that side booty. Here's a side angle so we can see a little bit better. Then we're going to set up for hip thrust. So again, we're going to slide that band under our feet. We're going to try to pull it up right on those hip bones. We're going to inhale down, exhale up. Chin stays tucked in these hip thrusts. Don't let that chin come up when you come up. Keep it down. Keep those paraspinals, those back muscles engaged. Think about driving those knees over the toes as I push up against this band. This is a hinge exercise, so you want to slice right down through and bring it right back up. No rounded backs. You're just going to come right up to that pelvic neutral and go right back down. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze through, back to those expand step outs. Going here, I'm going 2 each direction. If you have more room, you could go 3, 4, 5. We just want to do 10 in each direction, so 20 steps total. Definitely going to feel this burn, and we're back to those hip thrusts. Lots of booty work doing hip thrusts today. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze it up. The trickiest part of this exercise is getting into that band, but once you're in, you're good. That bench should hit you, or incline, whatever you're using, should hit you right below those shoulder blades. Keeping that chin tucked. Driving the knees over the toes, don't let them crash in. Squeezing up through those glutes, hinging down, squeezing through. Lengthen, contract. All right, here's our time series for the day. So we're a minute of work, 15 seconds of rest. And we're gonna go 3 rounds in these exercises. So banded squat, you want that band just right above the knees, about shoulder width apart, whatever's comfortable in your normal squat. We're going for a minute of work. All right, driving that knee over the second and third toe. Inhale down, exhale, coming up. Think about lifting that pelvic floor as I stand nice and tall to neutral pelvis. Don't push those hips too far forward, okay? You We want the glutes to be engaged. We don't want to push the hips too far forward. That's when you start moving to the lower back. Okay? So think about keeping those knees going outwards, pushing against that band, working that glute med a little bit, not letting the knees crash in. The knees are crashing, go to a lighter band. Okay? If the knees, if it's pulling the knees together, it means the band's too heavy. You just need to take it down a notch. Inhale down, exhale, coming through. Weight stays in the heels, big toes planted. We don't want you to come up with that big toe. We want to keep it nice and down. All right, here's our first rest. We got 15 seconds to recover. Grab a drink, grab a towel, and then we're gonna grab, you're gonna keep that band on through this whole series. That'll make this a little bit easier, but you need a incline. Okay, so we're moving back to our hip thrust, back to that incline. All right, so hip thrusts, so like kind of like we did last, but with the band, and we're gonna drive just on one leg. Okay, so in this series, I did 10 on each leg and switched. You can do 10, you can do 30 seconds, whichever one works for you. Again, chin stays tucked. We're hinging down, pushing up through that one leg. Think about driving that knee over the toes, hinging down, pushing through. And we're gonna switch back to the other side. Like I said, I did 10 on each and switched, but you're welcome to do 30 and 30. These are a little spicy towards the end, as you can tell in this video. All right, and tucked, hinging, driving up through with that single leg. We're down to 8 seconds. Almost there. Finish with this last 5. Good. All right, rest again. This will be our final exercise here. We're going to start in about 5 seconds. We're going to need that incline again. It's another variation of the hip thrust. So we're going to set up on the incline right below our shoulders. We're going to pulse up, driving just like a hip thrust, knees over toes. You're about shoulder width apart. So with this band, what I did here, this variation is I did 10 and then I do 10 pulses. So I go hip thrust down, up, pulse out, down, up, pulse out. And then at 10, I want you to go up, hold, and then go 10, pulse out, 10, 9, 8, and finish there. Go back, down, down, and up, pulse out. Again, 10 of those and 10 pulses. The variation you could do here was 10 of these hip thrusts with abductors and then just do abductor pulses for 30 seconds if you want to split it up that way. But you're almost there. This is our final round in this series. We're going to go back to the top and exercises right now. Good. Take a rest. Round 1 complete. Good work. All right. Like I said, we're going to go back to the top. Those banded squats. So leave that band on and going right back into those squats. And we're going to go 2 more rounds. So get that music going and let's get this done.
Next boring though. Rolling, that does look really fun. I love sleeping, but the next. Yeah, and sleeping, see? That's boring though. Rolling.
We're down to our core finisher. Okay, psoas marches sitting V's. All right, psoas. All right, so that's a muscle that runs from the vertebrae down into the hip. Your back will come off the ground a little bit with these. So we're just gonna march it out, driving one foot away from the other foot. To make these more difficult, you're going to keep the opposite foot from pushing backwards as much and just really driving with the other foot. So we're going to inhale, exhale with each push. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Like I said, your back is going to come up off the ground slightly. That's okay. I know we emphasize a lot about keeping that back flat, but in this case, it is okay if it comes up because that's the muscle we're working. All right, sitting V. So the goal to start these is to sit nice and tall, okay? You want to inhale, exhale. I keep my hands on my hips just as a reminder to breathe. All right, so we're going to inhale, exhale as I pull that band apart, standing tall, sitting very tall throughout this exercise. You can also put the hands behind you if you need to. Back to those psoas marches. We're going to finish with 3 rounds of this, and then you will be officially done. Great work, everyone.